Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to another game of the Japanese B.LEAGUE. This is B1 action coming at you live from Hokkaido, Levanga, Hokkaido, and Chiba Jets. Well, the fans have piled into the Hokkaido Kita Yale Arena and expecting or hoping or praying, meditating, whatever, thinking that maybe their team can get a win today against the Chiba Jets. Levanga just one win on the season. You can see him down there in seventh place at 1-5. Chiba Jets 3-3 in third place. This is the Eastern Conference, and remember, Chiba Jets had that incredible run last year. Well, we could talk about that more later, but they've had a slow start. Levanga Hokkaido, Dwight Ramos, clearly one of the main players from the Philippines, Ren Shimatani, Damon Brooks, Thomas Welsh. Keep an eye on Kohei Sakino. And then as you look at some of the reserves, Shuto Terrazano, that's a great name for a basketball player, isn't it? Shuto Terrazano, then Tsukasa Nakano, who will get some minutes today. Ryota Sakurai, also coming off the bench, Daryl Willis Jr., who's averaging 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, and we'll talk more about them later. And for Chiba Jets, well, you can't talk about this team without Yuki Tagashi, number 2, 22.3 points, 5.5 assists. Justin Mutz, John Mooney, healthy and in the lineup today. That is a big move. We missed him earlier in some earlier games, but he has returned, averaging 15 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and that makes all the difference in the world for the Chiba Jets. And Ira Brown, also a big-time player. So starting 5 today for Chiba will be Tagashi, Ogawa, Justin Mutz, Futagami, and Mooney. That's Hikaru Futagami. And Justin Mutz, who's coming in averaging almost 10 points and 7 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists as well. So you can see that these players doing a big-time job. Futagami, Hikaru Futagami at 5.8 points, 4 rebounds, does a lot of the dirty work for this team. And keep an eye on Ogawa, who is very active, especially defensively. He will draw some tough assignments, I would imagine, in this game for John Patrick, who had that sensational season last year with Chiba Jets when they went on a record winning streak. They won the Emperor's Cup, but then made it to the final of the B-League and fell in 2 games to Ryukyu Golden Kings. No doubt about it, John, that this man is one of the elite coaches in this competition. John Patrick has brought a lot of toughness on defense, and I think that this season has been a little bit harder for him. You know, he lost some big-time players from last season, and it's a little bit harder overcoming some of these losses when you think about replacing them, but he is doing his best and hoping that they are going to peak at the right time of the season. Of course, you have to win a lot of games just to get to the playoffs. So you can't mess around too much. You got to find your rhythm sooner rather than later. But in fact, if you want to go back to 2022, 2023, and remember some of the Chiba Jets that were in that team, you have to talk about Vic Law. He was a sensational player. Gavin Edwards, Shutahara, who's been injured. He's been a big absentee. Christopher Smith, clearly a big-time player. He's moved on. And, you know, but he's also had some healthy, some good newcomers that have joined the team as well. So Chiba Jets, maybe it's a matter of when rather than if they're going to start playing the type of basketball that we're accustomed to seeing. They did in their last couple of games. They took on Sendai 89ers, and they split those 2 games, winning the first one 99-90, and then falling 83-72. So Chiba Jets, I still think that probably people, especially with Tagashi in that team, expecting them to be a very important player. They also lost Java Yoneyama, who was a nice player last year, as well as Takahashi and Takuma Sato. So for Levanga, well, it is a good team that has yet to really find its rhythm. And we'll go through that lineup. We'll start with Dwight Ramos at number 2, again coming in at 10.8 points, 4 rebounds per game. 15, Ren Shimatani at 6.7 points, 4 assists, and 2.8 rebounds per game. Damon Brooks, who was a standout in his days at Davidson, playing for the legendary coach Bob McKillop, 14.7 points per game. Thomas Welsh, who won an under-19 FIBA Basketball World Cup title with the USA, played at UCLA. He's averaging 8.7 points, 9.5 rebounds. And then we talked about Kohei Sekino, who's more of a role player. He's going to be in that starting 5 at 1.5 points, 1 assist, and 0.8 rebounds per game. But again, coming off the bench, some of the important players: Darrell Willis Jr., 16 points, 5.5 rebounds. Nakano, also important, and maybe Terrazono as well at 9.5 points per game. A lot expected of him. Here's a look back at the Chiba Jets. And Tagashi and what he was able to do last time. There's Dwight Ramos. Needs no introduction. He's, again, one of the standout players in this competition. The longer that he's in the B-League, you can see the comfort level that he has. And we can't forget what he means to his national team as well. He played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup that was just staged in Manila, so he got a lot more national team experience. You know, he had some good games. Philippines only won once, but it was certainly a thrill for them and great experience for them, and especially for players like Dwight Ramos moving forward. So you want to keep an eye on him coming into today. I know that Levanga, when they re-signed him this season after last season, they were expecting big things from him. So it is exciting seeing the Gilas man in this lineup. So the B-League is where it's at. It's not just about the basketball, it's about the show. And I'm not sure that anybody does it better than this competition when it comes to the pregame. And again, you can look at the starting 5 today. It's going to be Ramos, Shimatani, Brooks, Welsh, and Sekino. There's Thomas Welsh. Can't miss him. The big fella. He'll be playing center. Second round draft pick in the NBA, but has ventured abroad, making the most of that, and hoping that it takes him to new heights. And there's such a, obviously a lot of, most of these guys, elite players, especially those that break into the USA junior national teams, expect to have NBA careers or hope to have NBA careers. And there is Coach Onodera as well. But there's so much to be had for playing overseas and experiencing different cultures and different basketball styles of basketball. So it's a lot of fun. The referees lining up and for today's game, get a look at them. Abe, Maruyama, and Suzuki. And the starting 5 is once again for these two teams: Ramos, Shimatani, and Brooks, Welsh, and Sekino. And then for Chiba Jets, Tagashi, Agawa, Mutz, Futagami, and Mooney. Well, hello everybody and welcome. We are underway here in Hokkaido. Here we are, Hokkaido taking on CHIBA Jets. And LEVANGA looking for that first bucket, and it does not drop for number 81, Sakino. So now Yuki Tagashi brings it up the floor. Another drive from Agawa, no good, and Welsh gets his first rebound of the game. Nice, strong move, spinning, missing was Brooks, but there was Welsh. Well, actually, I think they're going to give the bucket to Brooks. So LEVANGA on the board first. And when your team like CHIBA Jets going up against you, don't want to get reasons to feel good about themselves. You want to get on top of them, and you want to get on top of them early. Here's Mooney, stroking it from downtown. He is such a good player, so vital. And when he's out, as he has been for part of this season, it is noticeable. Three-point shot is good for Demond Brooks. And the whistle blows, and the foul has been called on Welsh. So Futagami goes to the line and makes the first to pull CHIBA to within one, and takes the second and makes that one as well. Good defense from Welsh, but it doesn't matter because CHIBA strike from downtown. And they take a 7-5 lead. And that bucket was from Okura. LEVANGA answering. But now CHIBA turn it back over. So the possession going the other way. CHIBA get it back after this sequence. Mooney missing down low. And the whistle blows, and the foul called on CHIBA, on Stevens. with the reach. So the referee's going to go have a look at it. Not sure if they're looking at an unsportsmanlike foul. Yeah, they're looking at whether this is going to be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike. So they do not. They keep it at a normal foul. So Ira Brown has checked in for Chiba, looking for a spark here early on. Now Tagashi. Entry pass down low, going to work, and the foul has been called. So Ira Brown immediately gets to the free throw line. So they're bringing the basketball up the floor with Ira Brown having given his team a 9-5 lead. Here's the drive and the turnover. CHIBA Jets. Now the chance to go up by 6, maybe even 7 if they can knock down a 3. There's the three-pointer. Bounces away and rebound for CHIBA Jets. And now the whistle blows. So the inability to get that defensive rebound has given CHIBA Jets another chance to extend their lead. So timeout on the floor as Levanga try to set things straight. See the recent results, or the results so far for the CHIBA Jets, 3-3 record. So 4 out of their last 5 games have been wins. So 4.5 minutes in, and Chiba Jets are at the line coming out of the timeout, and Yuki Tagashi, about as famous as they come in Japan, misses with his first attempt. He does make the second. Nothing but net. Levanga the dump down low. And Chiba hold firm defensively, now going the other way. Pushing it quickly. And another bucket for the Chiba Jets. And it's Stevens. Great. Solid transition play for the Chiba Jets. Going up 12-5. Now the jump shot from Ramos. And the Gilas man strikes from mid-range. And the long shot, no good. Here comes Ramos again. He can create off the dribble, but he hands it off to Welsh. There's the drive, and the ball knocked out of bounds. So Thomas Welsh is going to take a seat. And coming in is Danyadan Nana, who plays just about 3 minutes, 40 seconds a game. That's what he's been averaging. Inbounds pass. Here they are looking, and the jump shot is no good from Willis. Ishimura's checked into the game. Three-point shot, good! Chiba stretch their advantage now to 8 points. And that was the first three-pointer of the game for Kanechika. And finally going down low and answering, keeping it simple, Ramos. Mutz down low, asking for the ball. Ira Brown has it. Here's another look at that. Ira Brown putting it on the deck. Pretty good defense. So Brown heads over to the bench and sits down next to Mooney. And good defense getting Levanga a chance to get back into this now, down by 6 points. They've had some success going to Ramos, and let's see if they go back. Matsushita also in the game right now, number 66 for this Levanga team. Doesn't bring a lot of offense. And another foul has been called down low. Slow to get up as Futagami. So Ramos, in fact, Chiba Jets' lead has been cut to just 3 points, 15-12. Sorry, having some technical difficulties, folks. And the whistle blows and the foul. Going to the free throw line, Chiba Jets, where trying to restore 5-point lead, leading 15-12. LEVANGA, nice little comeback here. They're on the back foot, but playing with some intensity, relying on their defense. And Chiba Jets extend the lead back to 5. So that was Matsushita who hit that last three-pointer for LEVANGA. Let's see if they go back to him. Foul out on the perimeter, and it's the Chiba big fella, Urayo, who is whistled for the foul. So 17-14 after that last bucket. And the paint, missing LEVANGA with the rebound. Willis collecting the board. Now Ramos. Back over to Willis. Feeds it into the paint where Brooks is fouled by Mutz. So Justin Mutz, a little frustrated there, but the referee's already made its decision, so you better get on with it. And Brooks goes to the line and misses the first. Well, they need him to have a big game today against Chiba Jets. They're going to have any chance of getting the win, and he misses both free throws. Tagashi steps back for three. And Mooney sneaks in there and gets the rebound. And that just cannot happen for LEVANGA. When Tagashi misses, you've got to be able to get those rebounds, especially those that don't bounce out for the long rebound. Mooney goes baseline. Oh, boy, great defense. Great defense indeed by Brooks. And they can tie it if they knock down a three. Outside, three-pointer from Willis. Nope. And Mooney comes down with the basketball. Tagashi in the paint. He's not going to be quiet for long, folks. Look at that. Those Chiba Jets fans, they love him. Willis. There's Tagashi again. Steps back behind the arc. Well, the good news for LEVANGA is Tagashi is not making his threes. Brooks. Yeah, but LEVANGA really struggling to put the ball in the basket themselves. Got a 4.5-second differential on the game clock and the shot clock. Tagashi, he's going to try it again, and again he misses. And he took it with plenty of time here for LEVANGA to get a shot off, but they got to hurry. And not able to hold on to the basketball there right at the end, not to be able to get a good handle. So at the end of one, it's 19-14, CHIBA on top of LEVANGA. Well, so far for LEVANGA, Brooks with 5 points. Ramos has 4, a 3 for Matsushita. Takahashi has 2 points. And for CHIBA Jets, very balanced attack as well. Futagami has 4 points, 3 apiece for Tagashi and Mooney. Tagashi just 1 of 5 from the floor and 0 of 4 from three-point range. And again, you just know that eventually those threes are going to fall. Kanachika has hit a three-pointer. But they're 2 of 7 as a team. And they start with possession here at the start of the second quarter. Well, on it there, I mean, your team's struggling offensively. You could be even further behind than you are if CHIBA starts to knock down some shots. So on it there has got to come up with a plan of attack. It's going to get that scoreboard ticking over. This thing's going to be out of hand sooner rather than later. His team, he's got some weapons. You definitely don't want Tagashi to find his rhythm, and when you're struggling, as they are, put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. So good play by Okura. And now the lead is 7 for CHIBA Jets. Ramos brings it up, hands it off, gets it back. Here's Willis. Lets it fly. Willis also struggling. 0 for 4 now from three-point range. Okura up, yep, and away. Well, who needs Yuki Tagashi when you've got Okura stroking the basketball the way that he is today? So Sota Okura well above his season average already. He's got 7 points. And another miss. sneaking in for the rebound. And they should be feeling a sense of urgency right now. The lead is 10. The shot clock is winding down. Dwight Ramos has to let it fly. He does. Good rebound, Welsh. He's going to go back up, and he is going to be denied. And perhaps too much of a pause there. He's got to be able to go right back up. Tagashi attacks. And the whistle blows. Twenty-four to 14. Three-point shot. Doesn't drop for Stevens. So again, even though it's a 10-point lead, this Chiba Jets team can shoot it a lot better than they have. So LEVANGA need to get it going. Ramos. Tough drive, good defense. There's Welsh, though, in the right place at the right time. Puts it up and in. There's the drive in. Tagashi once again draws the foul, the contact, so he will go to the line. Boy, that was... I think Tagashi was very fortunate there. It looked like that was all ball with the reach from Matsushita. And as they say, the ball doesn't lie. He misses the free throw. Tagashi acting like he got fouled, but I'm pretty sure there was no contact. He does make the second. Not having the best shooting day, but that takes the lead back up to 9 points. Brooks down on the low blocks. Here's the drive. Beautiful play from Dwight Ramos. Going with reverse layup. Welsh missing. Now Tagashi could be 0 for 10, and he's going to keep putting them up. He backs himself to score every time. Stevens for 3. He misses, and Welsh brings down another board. Kimatani over to Matsushita, who puts it on the deck. Nice handoff. Good patient play, and Brooks puts it up and in. So we've got a timeout on the court. Good fight back here by LEVANGA, trailing 25 to 20. Chiba just want to talk things over. See the scoring leaders for LEVANGA now. 7 points for Brooks, 6 for Ramos. Matsushita has 3. Seven points leading the way for Okura for Chiba Jets. So nearly 4 minutes into it, and Chiba Jets with a 5-point lead. Into the game is number 11, Nishimura. Also back in, Orayo. That's Gaku Orayo. 3-point shot is good. Can they answer? And yes, Ramos can. Welsh brings down the ball. So the foul, number 11, Nishimura. You can see Tagashi really kind of fighting it right now. Now back in the game as Welsh gets a breather. I think Welsh is going to need to play big minutes today. Here's Ramos. Passes it back outside. So Sakurai, who had that last three for Levanga, not Ramos. Apologies, folks. And some technical issues. 28-23, Chiba Jets on top. And we've got a timeout just past the midpoint of the second quarter. And another look at Sakurai, who's come out and been a threat since entering the game. So Ramos has it. There's Tagashi. Continues to struggle from deep, and his shooting struggles about doing a very important job in terms of keeping Levanga in this game, because if those shots start to fall, it can get out of hand quickly. Here's Ramos showing that beautiful stroke. Dwight Ramos, he's got 9 points. Mutz gets it to Futagami, and the foul called on Ramos. So 28-26. Chiba probing, high arcing shot, and Mooney able to tap that in. It looked like it was a miss, not a pass. Shimatani brings it all the way in, passes it back outside. 3-point shot, another miss, but Welsh with the rebound and gives it back to Brooks, who missed the three, and he will go to the line. So here's Brooks at the line. Boy, Brooks is struggling with his free throws, but he gets it back and puts it up and in. Now it's a 1-point game. Well, sometimes missing is good when you can get the offensive rebound. Now the dump, and Stevens goes up for the flush. Brooks feeling it, driving, and seeing that strength. Makes him so effective, putting the ball on the deck and going to the basket. Now Tagashi dumps it down low to Mooney again, and he is fouled by Brooks. That's what you've been hearing throughout this game, those cows, the moos. Shimatani spins. Now Brooks. Boy, turns, avoids the foul, and he has tied the game. Justin Mutch tried to draw the charge, no whistle. And Brooks has got 14 points. Tagashi steps back, gets rid of it. I would have let him have the shot. There's a shot in the paint, and Welsh rebounds. That is number 8. Boy, he is going to have a Shaq-like rebounding performance today if this first half is any indication. Brooks gets it down low to Welsh. He passes it back outside. They get it to Ramos. He goes baseline. And then he is fouled by Mutz. Excuse me, not. That is number 66, Matsushita, who is fouled driving. Got Dwight Ramos-like hair there, doesn't he? So Matsushita makes the free throw, and Levanga have come all the way back to take the lead. Well, I'm reliably informed that the mooing from the cow during the free throw attempts for the other team is, in this case Chiba, is an attempt to get them to miss those free throws. And it's done a pretty good job, in fact. 35-33, Levanga have taken the lead. Okura Going to work. What's he going to do? Into the lane, passes it back outside, step back, and the three is good. Well, some nice basketball right there. Well, the question is, are they looking to see if his foot was on the line? He was well behind the line. Chiba has hit some threes this season. Wonder why they felt like he was easily behind the line. Three-point shot, no good. Welsh rebounds. And that shot for Chiba from Mooney. Well, please, Jets fans, it leads to another timeout. (38-35), Chiba Jets on top as they go for their fourth win of the season. LEVANGA had taken a 2-point lead, but it was short-lived. So final minute here in the first half, and Shimatani brings it up the floor, gets it to Welsh. Now Brooks, he's met right at the elbow. Now quickly, Okura's been a problem today. Here's the drive, and how about another basket from Kanechika? Not just from three-point range, but on the drive. And that's got to be frustrating for LEVANGA because Tagashi has not been on form, but some of the other guys have been stepping up. Matsushita take it deep. Here's Brooks. Knocks down another three. He's got 17 points. Will they get a bucket here right before the end? Ogawa, he gets open and misses, and that's how we finish. 40-38. Chiba Jets on top of LEVANGA. Hokkaido at halftime. So 40-38, Chiba Jets on top of Levanga Hokkaido at halftime. And here's a look back at the highlights. And Kanachika has been terrific. Number 12, Dwight Ramos has been active as well for Levanga. Brooks, though, has been the main man with 17 points. But Ramos has the 9. And also Matsushita has got 5 points. Tagashi hasn't gotten it going, and you just feel like over the course of 40 minutes, he will get it going eventually. So he's got 4 points. He's 1 of 6 from the floor. And knowing his character, he's going to come out and really try to get it going in the third quarter. But Okura hit that three-pointer. Matsushita not successful. Welsh there for the follow. And again, Matsushita driving and getting it to Brooks. Brooks, 7 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 4 from deep. He's also got 5 rebounds. So not the usual suspects carrying this Chiba Jets team right now. That was Futagami that scored for them. And then Sakurai coming out and hitting a couple of three-pointers. No, excuse me, 1 of 2 from three-point range, Sakurai. Stevens, rare dunk in this game for Chiba Jets. He's been very quiet. Hasn't played much. He's got 4 points. And again, Kanachika taking it deep into the lane. Brooks, 1 of his 2 three-pointers. And that's where we are. So 5 of 14 from deep for Chiba. 5 of 20 for Levanga. Levanga have 1 more make inside the arc. And they're out rebounding Chiba Jets right now by 3. Look at the bench points. 21 for Chiba Jets and just 10 for Levanga. No fast break points for Levanga. They haven't been able to get out and run. 5 for Chiba. So Kanachika with 8, Mooney with 8, and Futagami with 7 leading the way for Chiba Jets. Brooks 17, Ramos 9, and Matsushita has 5 for Levanga Hokkaido, who come into this game in dire need of a win. Just 1 win on the season. 9 rebounds already for Welsh, so just a half a rebound under his average. 5 rebounds for Brooks, 3 for Ramos, 5 apiece for Mooney and Mutz, 4 for Stevens. And again, looking at our key players before the game, Ramos and Tagashi. Ramos numbers better in the first half. We've talked nonstop about the struggles of Tagashi in the first half, but again, he's the type of player that he could have a nightmare 3 quarters and then go out and end up leading the game, be the game leader in scoring. So do not expect him to stop shooting the basketball. Ramos on the baseline, and he ties it to start the second half. So solid game so far for the Filipino international. The Gilas man now down low, and Mooney from two-handed jam. Now the turnover, and it leads to a break for Mooney, who quickly hands it off to Futagami. Ramos passes out of trouble. Brooks had the hot hand. They need to go back to him as quickly as possible. Well, why not drive in, and Sakino, a rare bucket for him. It's been the unsung heroes stepping up today for both teams. Gawa missing. And now, Levanga can tie it or take the lead. Well, Sakino just scored on a drive. Why doesn't he do it again? Here's Brooks. Shot clock down to 4. Here you go, Sakino. And, well, got it to the rim, and that was it. Now Tagashi. Mutz from deep. He misses. Welsh in double digits with rebounding. And now the pass turned over. Tagashi has it. Tagashi into the lane. And contact sends the Japan national team guard to the free throw line. Well, Sakino trying to stick with Tagashi. Tagashi is going to probably get that call every time. Goes to the line and makes the first. The Chiba Jet fans not accustomed to seeing their team struggle the way they have to this season, really, and today in particular. But they were so good last year. Again, just coming up short of the title. Here's Sakino. Welsh at the high post tries to get it to Brooks. Brooks, excellent getting the basketball, misses from the elbow. And Welsh knocked it out instead of rebounding the miss. Here goes Tagashi. And this time, unsuccessful. As Sakino does win that battle. Boy, what a rejection. Give number 81 a swat. He's on the SWAT team. Tagashi inbounds it. And another miss. And another opportunity for Levanga. Here goes Ramos. Welsh from deep. Ramos, he misses. Three-point, no good. And Ramos rebounds and miss. Nearly 3.5 minutes in. Both teams starting cold. The second half, ice cold. And now the ball thrown out of bounds for Levanga. Goes without saying, they desperately need to get a win today. Just 1-5 on the season. So timeout. Let's listen in. That was Mooney with the two-handed flush. Mooney's only played 2 games before because of injury this season, so still kind of trying to get back to his best. When I think that's one of the issues for them. But you can see he's leading them today in scoring with 10 points, 9 for Futagawa, 8 for Kanechika, and Mooney will, I would say without a doubt, end up averaging probably around 17 and 10, 17 points, 10 rebounds. He's that good. Tagashi, well, it was only a matter of time, folks. Yuki Tagashi knocks down the three-pointer. He's got 9 points, and the lead is 7. And now that he's seen the ball go through the hoop from deep, look out. You better get a hand in the face. Ramos back outside. 3-point shot, no good for Brooks. Tagashi again loses his balance, loses the ball, and Ramos attacks immediately. Terrific play by Dwight Ramos. Inside hose. And Brooks is hit with the foul. Well, you want to make Stevens earn it at the free throw line rather than letting him dunk it on you. So you can hear the moves again. That's what they do to try to get them off their game. It's not like a bunch of cows have entered the arena. Computer generated. And no bovine noise is going to put Stevens off of his shot. Ah, maybe that's where the sound's coming from. There's a cow in the house. But Stevens makes both. So back to a 7-point lead coming up on the 15-minute mark in the game. Remaining. Sakino. Six on the shot clock. Ramos loses it and tries to get it back, but it's going to be Chiba ball. Okur's checked in. Okur had 7 points in the first half. Stevens gets in, misses. Offensive rebound, Ira Brown, though, can't get it. Sakino didn't launch it. Brooks back inside. And drawing the foul, Willis. So free throws for Willis, who thus far has just 2 points. He's 2 of 2 at the line. So back to a 6-point deficit. 27 years of age. Big free throws. And only makes the 1 of 2. So Matsushita whistled. So LEVANGA now over the limit. They can't foul anymore. They're going to be putting them on the line. And CHIBA Jets are going to retain possession here. Offensive foul gives the ball back to LEVANGA. Oh, I thought they gave the ball. Yeah, so they do. That was the replay. And Shimatani brings it up and looks at his options. Gets rid of it. 3-point shot. No good. Battle for the rebound. Stevens comes down with it for CHIBA Jets. Nishimura in the game. Okura back to Nishimura. He misses. Stevens can't get the tap. Nakano also in the game, number 7 now for LEVANGA. He's in the left corner. So John Patrick making some substitutions. Okura comes out. Tagashi returns to the fray. Willis missing another 3. Hasn't been his day from deep. Shimatani back to Willis. He goes in this time. The reach. The ball goes off of him and out of bounds. Nishimura spins. 3-point. Is that a 3? Yes, it is. So another 3 for Katachika. He has been the man. He's got 11. And the lead is 9. CHIBA not setting the world on fire offensively today, but with a relatively comfortable advantage right now. But coming right back and stroking it from deep is Nakano. Nakano, excuse me. And now a miss. Looks like CHIBA with Mutz. We're going to score there. LEVANGA, step back. And the 3 is good. 2 in a row from Nakano. And just like that, it's a 3-point game. And we talked about this being a game of unsung heroes. And Nakano knocks it down. Well, 54-51, Chiba Jets, shall we say, have been a little lethargic today, but, I mean, it's just not the well-oiled machine that we were accustomed to seeing last year. Here's Tagashi missing another three-pointer. And a foul while boxing out. And we're just not used to seeing Tagashi. I thought after he made that first three early in the second half, he was going to find his rhythm, but he's now 1 of 7 from deep. But the foul has put Ira Brown on the line, and he makes the first. So the foul on Matsushita while trying to box out. He only makes 1 of 2, though, Ira Brown. Well, you feel like this game is there for the taking for Levanga if they could finish strong here. Nakano knocked down a couple of threes. Oh, my goodness. They have called a foul on Nakano? In that? Are you kidding me? What is he looking at? Oh, my. That is about as tough a call as you're going to see. I would need to look at the replay. But I thought the foul had been called on the defense. Kind of against the run of play for Nakano as well, because he'd just hit a couple of threes. Ira Brown over to Mutz. Welsh with another board. Welsh has 13 rebounds. In the corner, it's a three-pointer. Sakurai missing. Boy, they could not have asked for a better shot there. Now Tagashi, get ready. Feel like he's going to put it up. He shares it, though, to Nishimura. Back to Tagashi, feet set, steps in, misses. Boy, he is having a day to forget from three-point range. Now 1 of 8, Yuki Tagashi. And the three-point shot is good from Shimatani. And once again, it's a 1-point game. Final minute of the third quarter, and the steal, Shimatani. But he saves it in bounds, and it falls to Chiba Jets, who will hold it for the last shot. At least they'll try to. Tagashi. Probing. Hands it back, Ira Brown. And that's about as good as you could hope for Chiba Jets. Downtown Ira Brown knocks it down. 58-54 Chiba Jets. Still a long way to go in this one, but you got to love Ira Brown, the former Gonzaga man, the former baseball player. Well, I guess he could still probably throw the ball around the diamond, but he's become a professional basketball player, and I'm guessing he will not regret it. 10 minutes remaining, 4-point lead for Chiba Jets. So 58-54 Chiba Jets on top and looking to press on that advantage here over the final 10 minutes. Tagashi doesn't shy away, and he knocks down his second three-pointer of the game. I think even he had to be wondering if that was going in after the day that he's had, but again, the good shooters keep putting the basketball up even on their off days, even when they're not falling. You got to trust themselves. Nakano doesn't knock down this one. And the bump and the foul on Nakano. Fouls Okura. Okay, Ramos is back in for the close. 18 on the shot clock. Nakano goes out. He certainly had his moment. Still think that was a bad, questionable call on him offensively late in the third quarter. Here's Mooney, and missing another one. Shimatani brings it up, hands it off to Ramos. It's go time for Dwight. And gets it to Brooks, who is well defended. Brooks has been quiet in the second half. Tagashi down low, another layup. Mooney. Twelve points for Mooney. Shimatani takes it deep. Ramos didn't want to put it up with the hand in the face. Now the dump down low to Brooks, and again, he can't collect it. And Levanga struggling here at the start of the fourth quarter. So Mooney with the bucket, and here it is again. So timeout on the court, 11-point lead for Chiba Jets. So the foul on the play sends Mooney to the line. He's got 14 points, 7 rebounds. Tagashi has 12 points after that last make. He's 2 of 9 from deep. And Mooney does make the shot. So Levanga were right there at the end of the third quarter, and in the fourth, it's just going against them now. Ramos deflected, leads to a break, and another bucket. And Levanga could not have had a worse start to a quarter than what they have endured here in the final one, the fourth quarter. Ramos. 2.5 minutes into the final period. And it's all Chiba Jets now, up 14 points. Tagachi. And Shimatani dribbling in traffic leads to a 3 attempt. Finally, Shimatani gets it in the open floor. He takes it deep and scores. Well, you can't fault him for the sense of urgency that he's feeling right now. Doesn't want to turn it over. There's still time, 7 minutes remaining. It's a 12-point game. Chiba Jets should be able to put this thing away. So Mooney is going to have to give the ball up. Shimatani just scored on the break. They still need Brooks. They've got Willis back in the game now. Willis hasn't really been a threat offensively. He's missed everything. Here he is handing it off to Ramos. Ramos loses his handle, goes out of bounds. Continues what has been a nightmare fourth quarter for this Levanga team. Boy, Canachina just cannot miss. He's got that Canachina spirit. Canachika, excuse me. Now the three-point shot. And nobody boxes out twice. And in the end, it's Matsushita who gets in and scores off the offensive rebound. It's a 13-point game. Now Ramos. I tell you what, Levanga have not played great, but I think Chiba, despite going up by double digits, do not look like a team that's going to put this thing away. They've left the door open with 13 points. The difference. And Justin Mutz with the reach and the foul. Willis scores. All of his points have come from the free throw line today. Well, just 11 points in it now. Willis with 5 points. Can Chiba slam the door shut? That's the question mark. Here's the drive and the block from Willis. Good play from number 21, and then he's fouled, bringing the ball up the floor. That stops the clock. So not a good play by Tobin, and John Patrick calls timeout. Boy, I tell you one thing, they wouldn't be leading this game without Kanachika today. He has been terrific. 14 points, 5 of 6 from the floor. And you can see that Mooney leads all scorers with 15, but Kanachika has 14. And Tagashi, who's had a real struggle today shooting the basketball. 2 of 10 from three-point range. 3 of 12 overall. He's got 12 points. Futagami has 9, and Stevens also has several. Ramos has 13. And that's the problem for LEVANGA in the second half. You can see that Brooks hasn't scored. All 17 of his points came in the first half. 7 for Willis. It's at the point where they have got to put the ball in the basket, and at least Brooks is getting to the line. So the foul on Mutz. Brooks makes both. I tell you, I've called a lot of games for CHIBA Jets the past 2 years. Last year, this year. This year's team is just nowhere near as good, and that's understandable. They don't have Vic Law. They don't have Gavin Edwards. They don't have Chris Smith. They don't have Takuma Sato. I mean, those are really good players, and now look at that. They've turned it over. So even now, even though they went up by 14 points, mentally they've kind of relaxed a little bit, and they've left the door open for a LEVANGA team that themselves have not played that well. Part of the problem is that Mooney, I think, is not at full fitness. He's injured. And finally, the three-point shot is good for Willis. That's why he keeps putting them up. And with that, it's a 6-point game. And CHIBA Jets, they got some work to do. Oh, boy, that is big time. Well, Tagashi, even on a bad day, he's still going to hurt you. He's got 15. That's his third 3 of the game. Ramos hands it off. And Willis misses this one, but there is Brooks for the follow, and he gets blocked. Quick pass down low to Mooney, and it's knocked out of his hands. But they get it back, and the three-point shot is no good. Again, down 9. They got to capitalize on these possessions. Three-point shot, good. And this time is Brooks. Finally gets a field goal in the second half, and it's a 6-point game. CHIBA. Can they slam the door shut? The follow, the battle for the ball. Mooney comes up with it. Tagashi. Can't get it to go. He is not going to want to look at his three-point shooting numbers after this game. 6-point lead for CHIBA. Shimatani to Willis. Ramos. Matsushita for 3. He cuts it to a 3-point game. And the LEVANGA crowd, LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, bringing it. Forcing Chiba to call timeout with 2:46 remaining. And this is all because Chiba have left the door open, just not valuing all of their possessions. Well, Yuki Tagashi, we're so used to him doing this, but he hasn't really done much of that today. He's only made 3 threes, 3 of 12, and that's one of the biggest problems for Chiba today is Yuki Tagashi just has not been at his best. Just 4-14 from the floor. Here he is again, and again, Yuki Tagashi misses. Here he is again, and finally, after the offensive rebound, and that is a killer for LEVANGA. And you can look at his stat line, Yuki Tagashi, and say 18 points. Well, he had a good game. But even the good ones have off days. Shimatani. Well, you still got to play with poise even as the game winds down. So if they get a bucket here, you can imagine it's going to be awfully difficult. The three-point shot is good. 21 points for Tagashi. He's now 5 of 15. He's up to 33% from three-point range. And I suppose that's going to be acceptable for anybody, any coach. Stopped on a dime and made the three-pointer. So in the end, he's got a game-high 21 points with Mooney supporting him with 15 and Kanachika Mooney 15 and Kanachika 14. But I guess also that illustrates how important Tagashi is to the calls. He doesn't have a game high, he has a team high. Brooks has 22 points. That's a game high. Shimatani has it. 9 points the difference. They need to play near perfect basketball the rest of the way. Shimatani banks, or rather puts it in. Gets it back to 7. young man, just 23 years of age. Chiba would like to take as much time off the clock as possible on this possession. There's Tagashi. You know he's going to launch it. He does. And he misses. And again, Shimatani has it. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Shimatani races in and scores. And just like that, it's a 5-point game. And Shimatani and Levanga know with this much time on the clock, you don't have to go for the threes. You get the bucket. You get what's there for the taking. Chiba were guarding the three-point line. They were pressure defense outside. And now they've turned it over. What in the world happened here? This could be it. The possession. They get it to Brooks. Boy, turnovers are costly. Well, that was the opportunity they needed. Chiba had been struggling to slam the door shut all day long, and now Tagashi turns it over. And the foul in the backcourt complicates matters by Stevens. It stops the clock. Fouls Nakano. That's only the fourth team foul, so no free throws. But with 45.5 seconds left, you just look at Chiba Jets, and it just looks like a team that is out of sync. Nowhere near what we're accustomed to seeing with this team last season anyway. Shimatani. Brooks steps back. Misses that one badly. And really what might end up saving Chiba Jets today is that they're playing Levanga. And I don't understand why you settle for that shot with that much time. You still could have gone inside. So Nakano fouls out, and Sakino comes back in, number 81, with 28.4 seconds remaining. You know, you get a steal perhaps and a fast break, then maybe this changes. But they're going to play the foul game instead. So Matsushita also fouls out. Sakino fouls Tagashi. His fourth foul. So again, it hasn't been the best of games for Tagashi, but he's made enough plays here late, although he misses another free throw. He's 4 of 7 at the line, 6 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 16 from deep. He does make the second, but it's two possessions. I'm still not convinced they need to go for a three. Shimatani, though, is going to step back. There you go. Brooks gets the two. It's a 4-point game. And they foul Mooney. 14.6 on the clock. Maybe that strategy is going to work. Mooney, now he misses. I do think that if you get a layup at the other end, a quick layup, that's acceptable. Mooney takes his time, and it's a 5-point game. They got to go quick. And they turn it over. Mooney and Chiba Jets are going to hold on and win it 82-77. It was not a comfortable win. I think it was there for the taking for Levanga. They just didn't play well in the fourth quarter. And Tagashi, with 22 points, leads his team in scoring, and they survive in the opening game here at Levanga. (82-77), Chiba Jets win it over Levanga Hokkaido. Well, I think when Levanga go back and look at the game tape, if they do, in fact, they're going to regret how they played in long phases in the second half, but particularly over the first several minutes of the fourth quarter. And sometimes that's a sign of a good team, that you can win ugly. And I think that's the only way you can describe this for Chiba yesterday. They won ugly. They improved to 4-3. Against a better team, I think they would have lost. And Levanga, so you can see those teams next two games, in fact. So Chiba escape with a win at Levanga Hokkaido. There's Mooney, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals. In fact, Stevens was their highest rated player there, or in terms of like plus minus, plus 15. He had 6 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. And the Chiba Jets, Justin Mutz and co. just walk off the court. Okura played well, 7 points in the first half. Kanechika had 14 overall, and they walk out of here with a win. So Levanga come to midcourt. They'll have some words for their fans. Here's Dwight Ramos. Ramos finished with 13 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He did turn it over, Ramos, on 4 occasions, but all things considered, I thought he played pretty well. Shimatani as well. Problem with Shimatani today, Shimatani had the 6 turnovers to go with his 4 assists, so that was the tough pill to swallow, and they could not get Brooks going in the second half until it was too late. And ditto for Willis.
の中でまず試合にはどういう入り方、プランをしようという考えだったんでしょうか。
そう、まずはこのスケジュールの中で、多分19日間の中では、9回目の試合なんで非常に、ちっちゃい怪我とか、 痛みがあるんですけど、プレイングタイムの制限の中では、特にブルックスと、外国人とラモスを止めようとしたんだけど、北海道はシューターたち、今まではそんなにシュート入ってないけど、今日は中野とか島谷が非常に頑張って、活躍して、クロースゲームになりました。
ハーフタイムまでは接戦でしたけど、第3クォーターから一気に千葉のペースに持ってきたような、そんな印象がありましたけど、ハーフタイムどんな指示をされましたか？
そうですね、さっき言ったように、本当にみんな疲れてるんですけど、もっとブルックスとラモスの簡単な1対1をさせないようにした。多分ブルックスは、17点、前半17点、ラモスは9点で、後半は、その2人のディフェンスが良くなったんですけど、島谷と中野のシュートとか、あれが、ちょっと問題でした。
大事な第4クォーターで富樫選手が得点量産も含めてですね、前半実は4点だったんですけども、この辺ヘッドコーチから見て富樫選手に対してはどういうふうに評価してますか？
そう結城はちょっと他の選手と違って先週の水曜日台湾で前半、6点取って最後に38点ありました。後半だけで32点取りました。今日は、彼はリズムは絶対自分でつけるんで、相手のヘッジがちょっと低くなったらオープンシュートになったんで、非常に大切なうちのチームにとっては、大切なリーダーシップの存在だし、そういう、クラッチシュートの、決める人です。
最後次節に向けて次に向けて一言お願いします。
そうですね、早くみんな選手が、その怪我治って、原選手も早く戻ってきて、リズムつけてまだ頑張っていきたいと思います。
ありがとうございました。おめでとうございます。
ありがとう。
So John Patrick speaking in Japanese, saying it was a tough schedule, 9th game in the past 19 days. So I guess that's something you have to bear in mind. Perhaps they're a little bit tired with some injuries. Obviously Mooney coming back, still don't have Shutahara. So with some injuries upon the members, the staff, we had a hard time stopping Demond Brooks and ended a close game. During the halftime, he said he told the players to not defend Brooks one-on-one. Tagashi had a hard time scoring, but he knew he would find his rhythm and start scoring. And then he says, please support us for the next game. Here's Tagashi.
一試合一試合上手くなろうと、そういう話をしているので、今日の試合ね、正直半分以上自分たちのプレーできなかったんですけど、それでもしっかりまず勝つこと、そして、次の試合につなげて、一歩一歩成長することだと思うので、まず勝ててよかったです。
今自分たちのプレーが半分以上できなかったという話でしたけど、ハーフタイムから一気にまた千葉のペースを盛り返してきたかなとは思うんですけど、見ててこの辺どういうような意識でプレーされましたか？
何か変えたってわけじゃないんですけど、前半ね結構一人の選手にやられてしまった部分もあるので、そこをプライドを持ってまずディフェンスしようというところから、一人一人がねディフェンスの意識が少し良くなってね、後半のリズムにつながったかなと思います。
富樫選手個人の活躍で見ると前半4点で、そして総得点今日は22点で、アシストも5つでスリーポイントも5本決めていらっしゃいます。この辺大事なところでのシュートっていうのも目立ちましたが、どんなことを意識してどういうふうに振り返りますか？
正直シュートタッチには苦しんだゲームだったんですけど、試合のね終盤しっかり決めなきゃいけないところで決めることできてよかったなと思いますし、もうちょっとねチームの流れの中でもうちょっとシュートを打たなければいけないと思うので、その辺もいろいろ修正しながら今週末に向けてもう一回頑張っていきたいなと思います。
この試合終わってからまた今週末ありますけど、チームにはどういう声をかけていこうかなと思ってますか？言える範囲で。
もう正直練習する時間っていうのはないので、もう試合のこの40分で成長していって、試合まで次は休むと、 そして、試合でもう一回チームとして戦って成長してっていうのを繰り返すしかないと思っているので、これ以上怪我人も出さないようにしっかりコンディションもコントロールしながらやっていきたいなと思います。
次節に向けて最後に一言お願いします。
はい、次またホームでね試合になるので、皆さん千葉ジェッツの、ホームでたくさんの人に応援してもらって、今節こそ連勝で、ホームの試合終われたらいいなと思います。
わかりました。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
So Yuki Tagashi saying it's been a tough schedule. We've had some players hurt, couldn't play their basketball, but in the end, they were able to get the win after hearing the advice from John Patrick as head coach during halftime. Everybody defensively improved. He, i.e., Tagashi, I understand that I have to score more at times. The team needs me to score, so I'll have to practice more. Next game is a home game, and we'll fight to get a second win in a row. And in fact, you remember how things started for this Chiba Jets team as we look at the highlights of this game, and you look back at their recent results, and you have to say that actually, despite their struggles, they have been getting wins. And I guess, again, it's a good sign that today they were able to get a win without necessarily playing at their best. So, again, let's look back at their results that they've had as we continue to look at these plays here for both of these teams tonight. So Chiba started with a couple of defeats to Nagasaki. Then they won 4 in a row. And they'd split their previous 2. Now, that's also, let's see here. So that's overall. That's all games. So they came into this after a split with Sendai 86ers. And before that, they had won 4 in a row, beating TNT Tropang. They swept Shinshu Brave Warriors. They beat Fubon Braves. So now they have won against Levanga. And they've got a couple of games coming up against FE Nagoya. That'll be October 28th and 29th. So, you know, are they going to be among the top 2 teams in this conference? We'll see. Or will they need a wild card to get in? You know, it's not easy getting in, but you just got to sometimes grind through the season, win games when you're not at your best. And I think today was definitely an example of that. And for Levanga, you know, I think there's a lot to like about the potential of this team, but they can't, it seemed a little bit like they switched off at times. You know, they can't turn it over. And if they do turn it over, they're going to get punished. Levanga today, they did turn it over 17 times. And Chiba scored 26 points off those turnovers. And I think that more than anything is the reason why they lost. So, whereas they scored 8 points off of the 8 turnovers from the Chiba Jets. So, you know, you can't turn it over 17 times and get an upset, even though they almost did. You know, they weren't that far away from getting the loss. So, Shimatani had 6 turnovers, as we talked about. Ramos had 4 turnovers and 3 for Damon Brooks. And those were the biggest offenders in that sense. So when you're not at your best and you're still able to win, and also you've had a pretty tough schedule and you've had players that have been injured, I think anytime you get a win, there's value to that. And that's pretty much how you sum it up for Chiba Jets today. For Levanga, you have to have that winning culture. You have to establish yourselves as a team that expects to win every time you step onto the court and not just hope to get an upset. And that's because I feel like today, had they had more experience in winning, they should have been able to win this game today against Chiba Jets. So Levanga dropped to 1-6. As you look at these replays, and as a reminder, they will have a couple of games coming up against Shimani. So those are the numbers. And again, I think the turnovers were very bad. Levanga with a 17-8 for the Chiba Jets, and you can see they scored 26 points off those turnovers, 8 points scored off the turnovers for Levanga. The bench, scoring disparity wasn't quite as bad as it was in the first half, so that wasn't what cost Levanga in the end. And Levanga actually won the rebounding battle by 9, but all signs point to defeat when you turn it over as many times as they did tonight. So Brooks had a game-high 24 in defeat. Ramos contributed 13, the majority of those in the first half, and Willis had 10 points. Tagashi had 22 to lead Chiba Jets, 16 for Mooney, and 14 for Kanechika. Thirteen rebounds led the way. A game high for Welsh, 9 for Stevens for Chiba, so he was their leading rebounder. 5 assists for Tagashi, 4 for Dwight Ramos. Although I think also Shimatani had 4 assists. Let's have a look real quick. Yeah, Shimatani had 4 assists. So I actually had 5, curiously, 5 assists for Ramos on the official stats, but anyway. And the key players, well, I think on balance, you'd have to say probably that Tagashi had a more impactful game just because of the fact that he was ultimately able to score the 22 points. And he did so when his team was sealing the deal. But I thought Dwight Ramos played pretty well, played under control, and overall had a decent game. 13 points, 5 rebounds, and, well, the official stats say 5 rebounds and 5 assists. So the upcoming schedule for all of the teams. So the Fighting Eagles, Nagoya for Chiba Jets. And that's it, folks. So thanks for watching. Levanga taking on Chiba Jets here. And it's Yuki Tagashi and the Chiba Jets that get the win. 82-77. Chiba Jets improved to 4-3 on the season. And Levanga Hokkaido falling to 1-6. Thanks for watching, everybody.